G'day, today we're going to play a little bit more Rogue Tower, and I am looking forward to this one because I'm going to try Frostkeeps, which I have sillily overlooked until this point. I think that they might have a really positive impact here, so let's get some sisters in. We'll go for 2 there. Let's just make use of this available space. At least those 2 will do some early damage. Probably doesn't matter too much at this point. Get some of the more important towers in. But we will sort of just use this, I guess, early stuff just to put some stuff around the towers, and we'll just keep getting the important towers. I wouldn't mind sort of trying to push this far out to see how, excuse me, how far we can have it till we get our first split. Alright, there we go. Frostkeep. Always nice to get. What I would like is mines. If I can mine all of these corners, be a really nice initial setup. I mean, a mortars probably should go somewhere in here. Let's just continue to grab new available towers. This can swing around here somewhere. This will make this some really nice mortar spots. Probably already is a good mortar spot. And we will give him the shield priority. No, the armor priority, sorry. The shredder. There we go. Okay. Now that isn't a huge area to work with. What we've got here. It should make for some fun. Let's learn about the distance of frost towers. Cool. That's about what we want. What we'd expect. So let's get a Tesla coil at the top. Damage to armor. So the idea that these guys are going to be doing damage as well does seem very appealing. That's a nice little turn here too. Now the other thing that I am going to try and remember to do here is I want to stagger the entrance points. I did sort of talk about this in the last one. And I'm going to actively try and do it here. Almost feels too high for it. If he gets everything over there, we'll use that. Put a Tesla in there. We'll take our landmines. Basically what I want to do is try and extend out this guy and not touch him. Basically leave that guy running from there the whole time. Unless this guy hits a dead end. The idea being that you can see the gap between where these guys are and these guys are. We're basically trying to stagger the time it takes for guys to come in. So let's get a few more mortars in this section here, because this is going to be a great kill zone. And still going to go the same way. Let's get a flame tower. That we might go armor and then shield for these guys, but I'm not gonna force any of them to do shield. It'll more be that they focus on armor, and then once they've got the armor guys dead, they can work on whatever shield guys are up. You can see it's a really nice sort of area that they're covering. It does mean that this path here is going to be a lot longer, and if this is going to continue to split, then the majority of guys are going to come across here anyway. So building here is still going to see the majority of guys, which is good. But what we do want to do is get... Alright, so there's another split. So we might take this one. So if we say put a mortar there, you can see how much of this backside that he'll also take on too, which is good. Let's get Flame Guy there, so he can sort of look straight down those corridors. Let's get an encampment. How far back do I want the encampments? I want the Frost guys to have full access to these corners. We'll take the ×2. I do wonder if this is an already sort of preset layout that this map is going to hit. So does this already know that it should turn this way, or can potentially this guy take a left and block that off? Because if this guy blocked it, then I would probably build this out just to have that sort of square finished off. Now what this is kind of meaning is that I want probably some more ballista towers in this area too. And these are going to be the guys that are focused on shield, focused on armor, focused on health style. So if he was shield, we'll do this guy armor. These ones I'm still going to sort of split to try and get like nice coverage. Alright, we'll take the mana bank. You can see we are dead out of mana there too. The one thing we don't yet have is siphons. But let's get a mana bank in there to try and get a little bit more from this, because we don't really have that. I mean, I assume these guys must be mana users too, yeah. I don't really see this as an overly heavy mana layout that I've got so far, so I'm very surprised to see how poorly that's doing. Oh, it must just be that actually these two guys are just permanently running. They don't wait for someone to come into their zone. So we probably want to get some mana bank upgrades as well. As you can see here, we're only barely fighting against the tide of these two going as it is. I mean, obviously both of them are doing 2 mana a second, so doing 5 is only going to give me 1 extra. That's what we want. Okay, so let's get some siphons going. As I've hurt one of the corners options I would have had there. There was a new hotkey, I think, that meant that if I held it down, it would continue to let me place the same thing over and over. Thought. Now we're looking a little bit better. We do have a lot of siphons that we can use though. This is a big amount of money that I'm spending on sort of just upkeep at the moment. So hopefully these guys are handled. I suppose it is a nice sort of like focusing in on itself layout we've got at the moment. We've reached mana capacity, so this isn't really causing any problems now, so we can probably pivot back to making sure that we've got enough stuff ready for our mate coming in 2 waves. So let's get some shredders going, once we can afford them. Now the problem I currently have is my plan is kill zone after an initial ballista hit, and that initial ballista hit should be in here, and then this is the kill zone, basically from here down to about there, so those 3 corners. So we need to get the ballistas in front of that a bit more significant. We do want our frost keeps up a bit more too. Obviously every frost keep we have is going to impact our mana. But also that slowing that it's going to do is going to be incredibly valuable. Especially if they're also doing damage while they're at it. I mean, certainly I'm not going to be mad about that. I mean, you can see it's not very much damage at all. It's a very slow burn. We will put another Tesla coil on that corner though, since guys are going to be slowed through it. You want to get my mines down as well. I just feel like Boogie's pretty high up there with how far he's still got to go, but there are a lot of mortars that are still going to hit him in that range. And he's got a fair bit of slow to wander through while still in mortar range. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to like this slow. What do we got coming? Shields? Let's get our bleed going. Alright, I will stick with my rule of what I did last time, that haunted houses will only go where they're going to be touching 2 gravestones. It does feel like I can't see any reason not to use this as a part of the kill zone extension as well. So we will put all our heavy hitters in there. Which means we'll put the flamer in that corner too. And encampment, I think up there will still cover that whole square. You can see that these guys down here are making a hefty way through though. It's certainly a problem. I just got enough to see them out. Is that the most painful thing about this? I can't really get to see if that is hitting where I need it to. It's alright. He may as well mark out the back of it as opposed to the front of it. Because these ones will just get hit constantly, whereas these ones might just sort of chip through a bit. I do want to build this square here just to see what the other side of this wall looks like. The idea that I can just use this to stack ballistas on and they're going to hit guys on that side and this side does seem appealing. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares longer than that anyway, so that split should already be pretty fine. Should finish off this guy here and this guy here. I don't think that's part of the kill zone. This will be, if anything, ballistas. If anything, yeah. We'll take more mana regen. Let's take that one. Yeah, alright. So our ballistas are really cheap at the moment. So let's get a hill worth of ballistas. We will again go for the same I have had plenty of people tell me that I shouldn't, there's no point in doing this, it doesn't do anything, but I still see the logic, like, if it does work, that they actually do target these things, and I completely see the logic in doing it. That was armor, he was shield, he was armor, he was shield, that's fine. And I do like the area that these mortars are hitting too. I think that making this a significant mortaring area that they can work all the way around will really benefit the kill zone. See, this is ticking down a little bit. I'm certainly not in the point yet where I've just got a really constant wealth of money. So I won't just go spending it straight away on just getting more of these guys, because our mana's, I would say if my mana drops below 200, then I'll look at adding another few. But at this point, they're probably okay. This is the downside of this strategy, is it could certainly length it out a little bit here. Hold shift for fast tower placement, that's what I was thinking of. So if I held down shift and did this, there we go. I mean, early days is going to be quite dull having to wait for these guys to wander that far. But come wave 40, it does seem like that's going to be a benefit. Burn damage. I think any time that we're getting anything that actually adds a damage, like a damage over time ability to anything, will be worthwhile. Since that's so long, we'll just expand this guy out one. Just sort of try and spread him from this guy a little bit more. Get another mortar in on that too. I do realize that a lot of this means that all these guys are possibly going to target the same one guy. I don't have a butt or anything for that. That's just I'm just accepting that that's the that's what I'm setting up for. I think someone mentioned in one of the comments that there might be a mod that you can use that you can speed up time with. Now, I'm definitely currently lacking in, say, flamethrower guys. Shredders. I need to add both of those to both of these setups. I definitely get an encampment on this. Oh, look, we've actually got a spot for a house. Based on my other games, the haunted houses haven't really given me too much money, but I think it also would depend on what the investment, like how hard do you want to push with them. Like if I put in a haunted house in every one of those spots, how long would it take until each one of those spots is actually has paid itself off, and actually becomes a significant profit to the whole venture? Especially considering that part of the investment would also have to be adding more mana banks so that I can afford the amount of mana that they're going to be pulling. I do wonder if it is something I should just test as well, just to see what happens if I just take every available spot for a house. Let's learn something new. So is he saying 2? No, he's saying mana used. Nearby graves 1. Yeah. So I mean, if I look at the our stats, I don't think there's anything that's actually going to tell me how much money I've spent on, say, my death tax. Like, I'd love to just see it as a profit versus loss here. And I should just be holding down shift while I'm doing this. Every available spot. They're side by side. Poison damage for the Teslas. Sure. This way. Okay, we can see that mana is now starting to burn. So we'll now swing back the other way and do some, I actually could put ourselves in trouble here. We're going to run out of mana. Definitely can see that I may have overdone it there. Let's get some mana siphons going. Whoops. Well, I'm pretty happy to say lesson learnt. But we're not dead. So I think this is more or less everything in moderation. Problem is that we're not recovering this back at this stage. So unless, very slowly, unless what we gain on the next end of week is to do with mana, I'm definitely going to have to sell some houses here. But I'm still eager to test this out. Continue pushing this. Generally, if you just play, if you've got your mind set on the way that a strategy should be played, you may be wrong and not even realize it. Okay, let's have a look to see what this gains. 6. Not a lot. I mean, it's going up at least, but... And there's an interesting sort of like sudden problem I've created myself, that the I've not made my like defenses stronger in 2 turns. All I'm doing at the moment is just making a cycle that is working, that I'm making enough mana to cover the amount of money I'm attempting to gain. And at least it looks like we've really swung it back the other way. And the problem is it does feel like if we are using any of our mana, this suddenly becomes a problem. So the mana banks are important because we want the larger mana pool, not just the more mana per second that we're getting from the siphons. Probably would be good to get a few more of these guys in this zone. So what's a good thing is that because I've pulled off focusing so much on towers, a lot of these towers I guess have had a chance to just do damage and level up. So you can see there's a lot of 7s and 8s. There's a 9 there. These guys are getting to have a nice impact. That is the one thing I keep saying, where some games you've got to work out, are you better off with 5 level 1 towers or 1 level 5 tower, basically is the way that you're trying to look at it. And I keep talking about that in this, and I think I keep forgetting, and mainly just going for quantity. You can see each of those houses gave me 12 gold. So they're already giving me 600 gold here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So at the moment I need 2,300 gold for them to break even. So it's still a little way, way away. But do I want to keep stacking them? Absolutely. Absolutely. Have I learnt my lesson? Not yet. Okay, but with this current money, what we want to do is we want to get... We've got a shredder in here. So we want an encampment here. Hit that whole lot. We want a frost keep to slow that section down too. We also want a frost keep on that corner, just to keep the guys moving slowly. Because even though there's no towers currently on that corner, there is a lot of these guys that can hit them. And the mine's doing good work. So we do want to continue with our kill zone work. The fire tower in there. We also want a shredder in there. Now what's going to happen is in 2 ways we're going to have the next boss. Hopefully we're prepared for him. Then immediately after that, it's then the guys themselves are going to take a step up. So am I better off trying to get more houses and work on this more now, or after he comes? Probably now. But it is just, I'm not happy that these little sections aren't in place yet. I do feel like I should put more... I'm surprised that the Tesla coils are sitting so low on the damage done. Because, I mean, they've got so many burn abilities at the moment. They're burning, they're poisoning. It's more for them, but let's give the damage to the blades. Alright, we've got another split there, and we've got a split down here too. So let's leave that one as is, and we'll split this way. Does mean as well these 3 are actually going to all be coming at the same time, so we do need to actively try and split this a bit more. Okay, so we want a Shredder on that one. We want a Shredder on this one. We might just put 2 ballistas on that too. We'll leave them as progress because we want them to shoot guys in this section if they're there. But if not, we'll just get them to shoot at whoever they can see over the wall. At least we can see, like each wave we gain 1 health back with our tower. So that damage we did to ourselves a little while ago is still working its way back. I'm not too sure about having flamethrowers any further back than this, because I mean I feel like their damage is just going to be damage over time. So I mean, is that sort of a pointless exercise trying to put them back if we then need them to sort of guys are basically just going to walk it off. Now, his range doesn't let him hit really anything much over here. This would really have him hanging out to gain. Like we need to get our range up for these guys. I also would really like to get some poisons and burning and everything for them. So that's really what sort of their point is. Mana twice as efficiently. Poison damage, but if this is one of our focuses, let's work on that. Alright, so we've got this guy all the way at the back there, so and that's good. It means that the fast guys from him should clear out a bit more. And hopefully it means a lot of this is going to be cleared out by the time he gets down. So what I'm going to do is get... Value-wise, the ballistas and the mortars are doing the most. Now, that being said, they are also the front lines of my setup, so they're in the position to benefit most. We're going to put a guy there to sort of hit the front and the back. I also then just want to put a line of ballistas here. And they're going to be progress ones, so they're going to shoot at whoever's closest to the exit. What's good about this is it means that they will actually level up because they get to shoot at these guys, but they actually will be do some significant damage when they come past them the other way. I feel like I should put something on this corner. It's a shame there's nothing that will really show you what the individual damage of a tower has been. Like, how effective has he been versus, say, the guy sitting, the Shredder sitting next to him. Alright, and here comes Zombie Oogie. Do we spend money? Let's watch. Let's make sure that he's I mean, the good thing is that you can see pretty much he's going to be very much the focus of everything because of how we've sort of split our lanes coming in. Yeah, the real shame of it is that you can see there's just that the bleeding and the fire really haven't been able to be too effective yet. There's barely any poison on him. We really do need these guys getting those benefits. But he's going to get cooked, so while we're waiting for this wave to end, let's just go spending crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, we'll stop there, because we're going to have to get some mana banks to offset the damage I've just done. And I'm going to call it there as well. So we're at 25. How much further will we go? Only time will tell. Till then, catch you later. See ya.